because you're talking about sleep and dreaming.
Yes.
He talks about that it's really powerful.
It is.
To do that right before you go to sleep.
It can be.
Is it more powerful than during the day, or is there a difference?
It depends on the person. It depends on their biological cycle.
Really?
Yes.
We all have different
You do. Now, some of them are somewhat coordinated in general, but nevertheless, there are going to be small differences between all of you individually.
Isn't there something that happens in the sleeping state that makes the imagining before the sleeping state more powerful?
Again, it depends on how it works for different people and what their belief system filters are all about, what they will allow themselves to understand about that, and how they use it as a permission slip to give themselves permission to open up to more of themselves.
Okay. Is it true that it's more important to visualize in first person and as if it has already happened?
In a sense, yes, because you're bringing it more into the moment, rather than assuming that it's somewhere in the future. But remember that when we describe the idea of how to use the mechanism of visualization, it's very important once the visualization is at its peak and has gotten you into the most excited state possible that you completely and utterly drop the picture. Because you don't actually know that the picture, the image, the visualization that your physical mind was capable of coming up with is actually the ideal outcome for you. It may be symbolically representative of it, but it may not be literally representative of it, and that's why it's important to allow it to get you into the proper state to receive the proper outcome, but to not insist that the picture your physical mind came up with is really the end-all, be-all of what could happen that might even manifest even better than your physical mind was capable of imagining.
Would you say that the most important thing is really the state of being, the excitement? And
we have said that many times. Okay. State of being is what it's all about.
Okay. And about the process of following your excitement?
Of acting on it, yeah.
Acting.
To the best you can with, again, no assumption, no insistence on what the outcome should be, and finally, remaining in a positive vibration no matter what manifests so you can get the benefit from it no matter how it looks.
So I've been practicing it for some time now, some years, and I'm really passionate about it.
Oh, all right.
I love it. I think it's the truth because I'm really excited about it.
All right.
And I came to experience that having no expectation,
having no insistence.
What's the difference between no?
Well, you can expect something to happen. You can expect in general that you will have a positive experience. We're simply saying don't insist on the details. Because you don't really know what the details need to be to get you where you need to go. But you can expect to have a positive experience if you're going to remain in a positive state, of course, because that's just physics. What you put out is what you get back. So as long as you stay in a positive state, then it doesn't matter to you what really happens, because you know that no matter what happens, you'll be able to get a positive and beneficial effect from it, so who cares how it looks?
So if I follow my excitement, if I just in general feel like, okay, something good is coming out of this, that's valid.
Absolutely, because even if something manifests that you objectively, neutrally don't prefer, don't vibrate in harmony with, you have to know it's got to be there for a reason that does serve you. So if you stay in a positive state, you'll be able to get the benefit of why it's there. Whereas if you went into a negative state, like, oh, that doesn't belong here, then you're not going to get a positive experience from it because you have invalidated the fact that it showed up in your life when in fact it could be serving you by showing up in your life, even if it's something you don't prefer.
Okay.
So yes, it's all about the state of being that you choose to be in that determines what you get out of that experience, no matter how it looks, no matter how it was created, no matter what anyone else's experience or opinion is about it, no matter what old-fashioned definitions may be attached to it from your society. If you stay in a positive state, you will get a beneficial effect, no matter what anyone else experiences.
Okay.
Yes?
You were talking about belief systems.
Yes.
And there's I follow you, and I'm sure you know about Abraham Hicks.
I do.
Yeah. And I was wondering, because I'm trying to combine.
Yes.
Combine and not be so confused about.
What are you confused about?
So what I'm confused about. So for example, let's say you have 10 subjects. in life, like maybe health, relationship, money, etc.
Yes.
And maybe 3 of them suck, for example. Let's say, yeah.
You understand that's a negative definition, right?
That's true.
Thank you.
What I think for you to better understand my question is, they say that to focus on the one that's positive and keep your focus there.
Keep your state there.
Keep your state there.
While you're dealing with the one that you have defined as sucking. Because the idea is you need to find out why you're defining it as sucking. That's the purpose of that coming up, is to figure out why it's not something that you believe is actually beneficial to you. So stay in the positive state with the things you have that relationship with. At the same time, be in a positive state when you deal with things that are vibrationally incompatible to the definitions you have given it.
But what if you're like in a challenge, and like a certain challenge, let's say with money?
Yes.
And by focusing, they say focusing on even the positive side of the stick, you still activate the other side of the stick, which is which you don't feel so positive about.
Yes.
And they say it's easier to focus on something.
Some people may agree with that particular technique, but it's up to you, no matter what they tell you, and no matter what we tell you. It's up to you to decide what works best for you. You get to go, I like a little bit from column A. I like a little bit from column B. I like a little bit of what they're saying in column C, and I'm going to put my own ABCs together that works for me. Because it has to come from different sources in slightly different ways with different terminology, because there are different belief systems that need to hear things and see things in different ways in order to understand them. So you get to decide what part of what we're saying to you works, what part of what they're saying to you works, and you get to design your own particular permission slip out of all of that.
I love that. But isn't the underlying thing to always follow your excitement? Isn't that underlying...
Yes. Because what is your excitement? What is passion? That's what we've described. Your higher mind communicates in energy frequency language. That energy frequency language is translated by your physical body as the sensation of passion, excitement. So when you are willing to act on it, you are responding to the higher mind's message through the language of physical reality, which is action. Therefore, the higher mind knows, oh, he heard me. So I will give him more things to be excited about. But if you don't act on the passion you've already been given, why should you be given more?
Oh, okay, so you would advise us to like pick whatever we are drawn to the most in the moment.
Absolutely. That's why you follow the thread of excitement wherever it leads, no matter in what form it comes, because you don't really always understand exactly why it came in that form. Never have an insistence or an assumption that the form the excitement comes in has to come to fruition in the way most people on your planet think, because you don't know why it came to you in that particular way. Okay. Sometimes that thing may come to fruition, but very often, because of the kinds of belief systems people on your planet buy into that block you from acting on things, sometimes your excitement has to come in a form that will simply do nothing more than get you off your butt.
I like that.
So that you will move, take an action that then puts you where you need to be, so that what actually needs to manifest can manifest. So your excitement will often trick you into being a better self.
Okay. I want to tell you about one more experience I had recently, or like the last 3 months. That's what I experienced. There is energies flowing through my body.
Yes.
And there is energy that sometimes is like I think they call it sanskara, where it's like blocked and painful.
Yes, but the idea of energy that is quote unquote blocked, it's not really blocked. It's pointing out that there is some incompatible belief system within you. And therefore there is resistance. That's actually what causes pain. Resistance to the natural flow.
Yes. So pain, where I felt pain. And then what I did was I went to the observer and observed it, but I relaxed around the pain.
Yes.
Does it? Yeah. And it moved.
Yes.
And without me like questioning belief system, I feel like tears come out and like
Yes, because you're letting go of the chemical constituents of beliefs that don't work for you. They usually wash out through your tears.
Is that positive?
Yes.
And what it's coming like I do this sometimes. I do this like 2 hours through, and like they're coming out and moving and everything's
All right.
moving.
Then that's your permission slip.
But it keeps like why do new ones always keep coming?
You are very multi-leveled, like most humans on your planet. You have many different compartments with many different kinds of belief systems about yourself ensconced in those compartments. And the whole idea of having a physical reality is to actually go through the process of opening every single one of them and letting those belief systems go. And that's fine. That's the point of the life itself. It's not something to, in a sense, get past or get through. It's something to be in the moment with and let yourself experience the beauty of those releases.
So I should just keep going
Yes.
with it.
Well, why not?
Because I don't know when I do it, because I feel like that's actually focusing on the negative instead of focusing on following my highest excitement.
Remember the paradox. In the kit of excitement, there are tools, and one of the tools is the reflective mirror that reveals to you, as you're acting on your excitement, any belief within you that might be out of alignment with your excitement.
Oh, okay.
So the paradox is, part of your excitement is to discover things within you that are not part of your excitement.
So that could be part of my
That's
excitement.
part of your excitement, because
okay.
once you discover something that is not you, oh joy, now you have something you can let go of, whereas if it remains unconscious, you have nothing to work with.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's exciting to discover something that doesn't belong to you, that you now are aware of, which means you can let go of it, because you can't let go of it if you're not aware of it. So that's exciting. So stay in the exciting state, even when you experience things within you that are not exciting. And then you'll be able to use them in a positive way and let them go and streamline yourself to be able to experience more and more excitement no matter what's happening. Remember, again, it's not about what happens. It's about what you do with what happens that makes the difference in your life.
What do you think about the better feeling thought?
Whatever permission slip works for you. Do you understand our concept of permission slips?
It's whatever, okay.
Permission slip is any technique, any ritual, any tool, any object that allows you to give yourself permission to be more of who you are. Permission slips that you're attracted to usually because they align with your belief system. And the paradox again is that the permission slip you're attracted to is a permission slip that will allow you to circumvent your belief system, because you believe you need that in order to do so. And that's fine. That's how the tool works. So any tool, any technique, any ritual, any object that you are attracted to use is perfect for you at that moment. So use it.
What means more of who you are? What does that mean, more of who you are? Because you said...
You are a greater being than this, yes? Than this physical mind?
Yes.
Then as you allow yourself to let go of negative beliefs, you get to express more of that greater being in physical reality, to be more of who you truly are as a greater being.
And I feel that by following my excitement.
That's the formula that allows it to work most easily, because you raise your frequency when you act on your passion. When you raise your frequency, you become a better receiver of higher frequency information and energy.
Okay.
Yes?
Do you have any advice for me?
I just gave you the advice.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So great. It's so great.